All right, in this video, I want to show how to reliably determine the first number on these master combination locks by pulling up on the shackle and finding where the catch is. Now, in an ideal situation, you turn clockwise, you pull up on the shackle slightly, and you just go around in a circle, and it will just catch at only one spot on the dial. In this case, it's catching at 25. And as long as you're turning clockwise, and it's only catching in one spot, which 25 or 24, then you just add 5 and you get 30. Okay, so the first number is 30, which we already know is correct on this lock. In the problem with this technique, and what's happening when you're doing this, is you're actually pulling up on the shackle, you're bringing the shackle retention clip up, and the tip of the shackle retention clip is actually interacting with that bump on the first dial, and that's how you're able to feel it. In sort of the worst case scenario, as you're pulling up on the shackle, you're accidentally pulling this down into the third gate, and you're also getting bumps and clicks on the third gate at the same time. And so sometimes, no matter how subtle you try to be, you end up with more bumps than just one while you're turning around. And you don't want that. So, but there's not really a lot you can do about it. So what you do in that case is, well, there's multiple things you can do actually. So when you're turning around and you're catching, once you go past the catch, if you go back and you re-feel it, you will feel nothing, because you've already passed the first dial past that catch, and you won't feel it again until you go all the way back around, which I just felt, but too subtle to stop. Okay, so I feel a slight catch at 25, and I get past it, and then I go back and I feel nothing after that. So if you're getting multiple catches so if you pull up kind of hard, and I'm getting like I caught at 35, when I go back, I still feel that bump. So, and then 25, I go past it, and then I don't feel it anymore. And then I feel another, I'm pulling up a little bit harder than I should be, and I feel another catch here at 2, and I go back and I still feel it. So it's still there, which means we're actually feeling those gates on the third dial and not the first dial. And so here's the catch on the 25, and I go back and I don't feel it anymore. So that helps you determine that for sure the 25 is the right catch, and all those other subtle catches are not the right catch. But there's another way you can do it, which is to go counterclockwise instead. And counterclockwise, oh, so I think I should have mentioned that when you're catching, going clockwise, and you stop it, when you find the spot it's always stopping at, you add 5 to get to the correct number. When you're going counterclockwise and you feel a catch, and it's usually a more dramatic catch than going clockwise. So going counterclockwise is usually a more dramatic catch. Then you add 14 to the number on these large ones, on these large master locks. On these small ones, you add only about 13, and that's just a subtle difference in the diameter of the discs and the thickness of these bumps, and that's why there's a slight difference. But if you're going counterclockwise and you feel a catch, and it's a little bit hard, it's actually quite a bit harder to get past. I'm having trouble here. I'm gonna have to release the shackle. There we go. Get past it and then pull back up, and then I got caught again on 16. Add 14 to that, and you'll get to 30. So there's 2 ways to test that you're catching on the right spot, or 3 ways, right? Or, well, 2 ways, right? So you go past it and you don't feel it anymore, and then you add 5 and you get to 30. And then you go the opposite direction, you get a big catch. If you get past it, then you can go back and won't feel it again, so you kind of know that was the right catch. And if you add 14 and you get to the same number, the 30 number, then you pretty much know for sure that 30 is the right number for the first number on this lock. Now, on these big master combo locks, you're not going to need anything more than just turning and catching on the first. Like, that's all you're going to need. You're not going to need to like check to see that that you don't feel it when you go past it or anything like that. But on these small master locks, the feel is so much more subtle, and you get catching in lots of different places. And so here I'm getting sort of a catch at 1 or 0. Okay, and then I get past it, and then I can go back and feel, and I don't feel it anymore. And then if I go the opposite direction, then I'm catching at 32 or 33. And so when I was catching is at 1, you add 5, you get to 6. Now, because I'm going counterclockwise, I'm catching at 33, you add 13, you get to 6. And so, like I said, these smaller ones have a different offset when going counterclockwise, which is 13, and these have a offset of 14. This particular purple one only really catches in one spot, but I have some others over here that I don't even know. I haven't looked at the back of this lock, so I don't know what the first number is. So I'm pulling up and I'm trying to. Okay, I just felt a catch there. Okay, I'm feeling a catch. It's sort of around 33. Okay, so when I add 5, 32, 33. So when I add 5 to that, I get 38. So I think the first number here is 38, and we can just look. Yeah, it's 38. Let me see if I can find one that's actually catching in multiple locations. Okay, I got a catch there at 33. Oh, I'm feeling grinding around here. Okay, so I have a catch here at 7, and I go past it, and I can still feel it. And I had a very subtle catch at 33, but I go past it, I can't feel it anymore. Now I'm getting a catch at 30, and I go past it, and then I can't feel it, but okay, I'm feeling very, very subtle grinding right here in this region, but as I go past it and go back and forth, I can still feel it. Okay, subtle catch at 33 again, go past it, don't feel it. Okay, and then I'm feeling subtle grinding right here that I can still feel. Okay, so the most likely candidate here is that the catch is at 33, and that would mean 38, but we can go the opposite direction, and I get a solid catch at 25. Very solid, I can't get past it. And we add 13 to 25, and we get to 38. So we know pretty much for certain that the first number on this lock is also a 38, and we can just check, and yes, it is 38. Right, so that's how you feel the first number on these locks. And it's a subtle feel, and you'll have to really play around with the shackle tension until you really get it right. And at first you're going to go too hard, and you're going to get lots and lots of catching, which I'm getting right now. But you can sort of use the back and forth trick, and you can use going both directions to sort of eliminate the false catching and just hone in on whichever the correct catch was. And with a little bit of practice, you'll have it in no time. Start on the large ones because they have a much better, much more obvious feel to them. And then if you're working on a small one, you'll have to sort of refine the technique. But it's really, I've decoded like 20 of these things now, and some of them have a lot of false catching, but I'm still always able to figure it out by going both directions and sort of feeling, does the catch go away after you pass it and that sort of thing.